Hello, hello, hello. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. And you know what Tuesday means Trends Journal Day. And here's your new Trends Journal. Another great cover by Anthony Freda Future Does Not Like You. And look who's running and ruining and ruling our future. The mentally ill are in charge, robbing us of our freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Gone. It's a freak show in front of our eyes. This Ukraine war is heating up big time. We had warned about it. Last week, Trump came out and said, the way things are going, it might go to World War III. And oh, no kidding. We only said that back when? Take a look at the cover of your Trends Journal 2 days before Russia invades Ukraine. 22 February of this year. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Talk of peace is forbidden. And it goes back to the cover of our Trends Journal today. The future does not like you. Peace is forbidden. Not one word about peace from these little prostitutes that always sell war. Yeah, like the toilet paper record, the New York slime. Yeah, that's Saddam Hussein. He got them aluminum tubes, to make, one after another. Anyway, we are on the verge of World War III. It's begun. And now that Nord Stream pipeline is blown up. Isn't that great, huh? And what they're saying is, in the American media, is they're making you believe that Russia did it. Oh yeah, Russia did it. They blew up their own pipeline so they wouldn't have to supply oil and gas to Europe, of which Europe has already put sanctions on them, and they're getting a fraction of what they were getting before. So if Russia didn't want to send oil anymore or gas into Europe, all they had to do is shut it off and say, screw you, we're not sending you anymore because you keep sending more weapons to keep killing people. And the more weapons keep coming. Congress agrees to $12 billion more in Ukraine aid. Yep. This will bring the total U.S. expenditures for the war in Ukraine to $65.6 billion since the war began 7 months ago. You know what? This is according to antiwar.com. Do you know what Russia's total military budget is? $67.6 billion. This thing's heating up big time. Again, why would they blow up their own pipeline? Caitlin Johnson posted this on Twitter today. We got that post of hers there. ABC News, this is February 8th. Remember, the war doesn't begin until February 24th. President Biden, if Russia invades, then there will be no longer a Nord Stream. Number two, we will bring an end to it. Reporter, but how will you do that exactly, since the project is in Germany's control? Biden, I promise you, we will be able to do that. So did the United States blow up this thing? I mean, they're sending all these weapons. The United States is fighting Russia. We just got the stooges doing the fighting, supplying all these armaments to keep the war going. This is escalating into World War III. If we don't stand up for peace, we're going to die in war. You better do something, whatever you want to do. And also consider supporting Occupy Peace, because we're fighting for peace. And if the religion you believe in believes in peace, and the God that you believe in believes in peace, you better stand up for peace, or else succumb to Satan. This is serious what's going on. Hey, how about those Yankees, huh? Now come on, wait, with the Mets, you know, they're doing a, that's what the people know. Who's the favorite soccer player? Anyway, going on to your Trends Journal. This economy is going down the toilet big time. You saw the Dow futures were up, and the markets went up, they go down. We're getting deeper and deeper in bear territory with the Dow. The sterling is at an all-time low. All-time low. Worse than World War I, worse than World War II. And they're doing more dumb shit by pumping in more cheap money to keep the Ponzi scheme going. The person running the ECB, European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, who since last year, when we wrote about it in the Trends Journal, it was in November 2021, her saying, even before that and at that date, that inflation wasn't real, it was going to end, and don't worry about it. And now she's saying inflation is real. They're going into recession, and they're blaming the Russians. No, blame the European Union, NATO, and the United States for putting sanctions on Russia that is punishing the people and not the Russians. They're still selling their oil and gas. And remember, when all else fails, they take you to war. And the drum beat of war keeps getting louder. So on the economic front, this Trends Journal, Trends Journal, take a look at the Cartoon News Network. The things that I was just talking about, look at what they're talking about right now. Hurricane Ian's track shifts as Florida prepares. One stupid, what happened to this and that? Little stupid crap. Little of the guy at Mar-a-Lago that works with Trump. All stupid shit. All stupid shit that they shovel down our throats. And people get mad at me when I won't swallow their shit. How dare you not swallow my shit? I believe all the shit that I get from the mainstream media, what the prostitutes put out. We're giving you what you need to know, what you need to do if you want to do it, and what's next. History before it happens, economic update, and a market overview. One story, one article after another. Fed raises rates 3/4 as recession looms. Home prices, sales fall as interest rates rise. Okay, home prices are going down. How long did we say this was going to happen? How long ago did we say this was going to happen? But the worst is going to be in the business commercial sector. Here, this is just from Reuters or AP. General Motors is conducting damage control around its return to office plans after Friday afternoon message to employees spurred backlash and confusion. The company's senior leadership team on Friday said corporate workers would be required to return to physical locations at least 3 days a week. Okay, let's say they came back 3 days a week. What about all the businesses that used to depend on people coming in 5 days a week? And why do you need all that office occupancy space when they're only coming in 3 days a week? On Tuesday, a second message walked back the timing and clarified the company won't be mandating specific in-office days, instead leaving that decision to individual teams. Okay? Okay? You are going to see a commercial office collapse, the likes of which we've never seen in history. Oh, and interest rates are going up. Now they got to pay a lot more on their debt. Oh, and as interest rates go up, all the emerging markets that have all that money borrowed in dollars, as the dollar goes up and their currencies go down, how are they going to pay it back? The crisis in countries across the globe is unimaginable. People are going to be taking to the streets in protest of lack of basic living standards. Government corruption, rampant. Crime, violence. You're going to think you have a refugee crisis now? You haven't seen anything yet. Civil wars into regional wars. This has to be reversed. And by the way, much of this damage was caused by the COVID war. The damage is incalculable. I just read you some of the implications of it. Look at every day you see pieces going up, gangs going in, young kids, Wawa, whatever the place name is, robbing the joint blind. People getting beaten up on the subways. Guys sitting down eating pizza down in New York, a kid picking up a chair and banging them over their head. When people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. We didn't have these conditions before the COVID war. And it's going to get worse. We're doing everything we can to help you prepare, prevail, and prosper in these times ahead. You go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. And it's $2 a week, so take it easy. Yeah. The toilet paper record's like $3 a day. Wall Street Journal, $5 a day. Anyway, trends on the economic front. When the economy falls, jobs go with it. Yep, one after another. Dragflation, euro's value crumbles to 20-year low. Big's getting bigger still. Special Ukraine report. You're not going to want to miss this. You're not going to. If you want to know what's going on, we have a special Ukraine report. We do one every week, but this one really makes it clear that the United States is at war with Russia, and Russia's saying so. Yep. And then one article, U.S. National Security Advisor a liar? By his words and deeds, we're at war with Russia. Facts are there. Guest articles in here by Dr. Joseph Mercola, and great article that you're not going to want to miss. Global currencies are dying, and inflation is about to get better or worse. Well, you want to read what Gregory Mannarino has to say about this. He says it's going to get a lot worse. And Trends in Technocracy by Joe Duran. Again, go back to the cover of this week's Trends Journal. You want to talk about technocracy? It's running and ruining our lives. And then we have trends in the cryptos. The cryptos are going up. Geopolitics, what's going on in Italy. Very important what's going on in Italy. We said this was going to happen. We said there were going to be populist movements, anti-immigration, anti-European. In Europe, they want to pull out of the union, more self-sufficient economies. Everything that's happened, we have forecast. Trends I Views and Trends in High Tech by Ben Davis. We are going through very, very difficult, again, we're going through the worst socioeconomic and geopolitical times in modern history. We are on the verge of a nuclear explosion. And just like this Nord Stream pipeline blew up, it'll either be a nuclear or a false flag. And the people who swallow the bullshit. Look, they were dumb enough to swallow the bullshit. A little Georgie Bush, a little daddy's boy with a pecker probably smaller than a fucking moth. who told the people that we had to start war against Iraq based on lies, that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, and a 20-year war against Afghanistan because we're going to get that guy Osama bin Laden dead or alive, and 88% of the people swallowed that little prick shit. Don't say little prick. Be kind, Celente. People tune out because they don't like your language. It's okay to murder millions, but don't get angry. And by the way, anger, St. Thomas Aquinas said, is morally just when there's a moral reason for it. And those who are not angry when it's morally unjust are unjust. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Celente and the judge has a lot to say. A lot to say. We're doing everything we can to give you the best we can. Subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com. Trendsjournal.com. See you tomorrow. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.